G'day humans, Chris Stead here. This could be the best room I've ever stayed in. It's absolutely unbelievable. Come with me, I'm going to take you on a full tour right now of the 3-bedroom pool villa on the private island, Nikoi Island, just off the coast of Bintan, Indonesia. This is amazing, guys. Let's go. Okay, so let me set the scene. We've only just arrived this morning. We've actually been awake for about 30 hours getting here from Sydney, Australia. And our number here is number 15. That's what we've been allotted. And it's one of 2 3-bedroom villas that they have here, I believe. Just renovated or recently renovated in the last year. But as you can see, this is one of the 1-bedrooms. They're all very opulent. Very, very opulent. So I think it's going to be a similar experience in most of them. This one just offers a bit more, as well as a big pool. Now, we only just got here, and the weather, unfortunately, is the last type of weather you'd want when you just arrive at a tropical island, but it can't dampen the thrill I've had just exploring this for the first time. And I will, at the end of this, do an update before we leave about what it's like to actually sleep in here. But with thunderstorms expected for the next couple of days, I wanted to take this opportunity of relatively mild weather to do the tour. I usually do it at the end of my trip, but I don't think I'm going to need to do much to convince you that this is pretty special. So obviously, even as you just walk up here, you can see there is a lot of effort and a lot of luxury and a lot of quality in this build. I mean, stone walls, the wood through the flooring. Look at these poles. All looks like it's literally built out of, you know, driftwood and stuff like that. I know sustainability is a huge thing for the guys here in Nikoi Island, and there's a lot of things that they've spoken about as we've gone through. As I just got a tour from the lovely lady that showed me where to go. And I'll talk you through it all. But yeah, just look at that. Look at the workmanship on all the wood here, these magnificent stairs. But yeah, you just kind of come through here and you just go, wow! You can only imagine if it was a beautiful sunny day, the outlook would just be next level. The water is still really warm and really lovely, but it's really aqua as well. And you can't really see that with the wind up. So look, they've brought our bags up. So we've just been having lunch actually. It was a really yummy lunch. And they just they said, oh, your room's ready. And we've come up here and all the bags that we left, even the wet costumes and everything's just been laid out for us. All of our shoes, look. So getting the full service already. So where to start? Well, let's just start with what we can see. So my eyes are immediately drawn to this. I'm going to be spending some quality time there. A swinging sunbed, sun lounge. Really, really comfy couch, big, thick, beautiful pillows. Look at that table. Look at it. Look at it. It's just fantastic, isn't it? That Jenga was actually made by one of the staff too. Apparently they had a competition, and I can't remember. He said, I thought he said her name was Mike. His name was Mike who won, but it's actually really, really lovely the way it's been built. So that's Jenga, and you can go buy one of those if you want to in the store afterwards. So I've got a fan here. It's all open, as you'll see when we go upstairs. But through here, got 4 sun lounges with nice big thick cushions, got proper cushioning, and big umbrellas as well that are, you know, holding up in the wind. Hopefully my mic's holding up in the wind. Another sun cabana out there, I guess you could say. And then the pool, an infinity pool. Thank you very much. Not half bad. Shower on that side and another shower on this side. as well as jets to wash your feet when you come off your little bit of beach. So private beach, effectively, I guess. I mean, my neighbour's a fair way away, right out there. Nice little spot to sit out here as well. Now we'll go up there in a sec. That's all part of it. So this building here, that's not someone else's room. That's part of this same villa, and the far one as well. I just think it's beautiful. I just love this look. Love this vibe. So good. So into the bathroom here. You can see the same kind of like effort's gone into every little detail in here. I love the pebbles at the bottom of the shower. Big nice rainmaker. Look at the work on the toilet there. I love the little floating toilet paper as well. Not to mention all the work over here with the basin. Everything's just been so nicely done. Really, really good. They don't have a fridge here. Like I was saying, like sustainability is a big part of their focus here. But you can ask for ice if you want ice and want to keep something cold. We don't actually have anything to keep cold. Little basin over here, and obviously the towels available. So let's take you up to the master. I love the steps. I just love them. You can feel them under feet as well. The texture in them, how solid they are, all the little imperfections all the way through it. See, all the way through here. You know, it just adds so much character. It's like Robinson Crusoe style. If it was 6-star. All right, look at this. So, very comfy looking bed, although I'll get back to you on that. With the mosquito nets. So they do a turn down at 6 o'clock apparently. Come in, lower those, mood up the lighting, put up some coils, because obviously it's completely open. So, I mean, I guess if you don't want to get woken up by sunlight in the morning, you're in a bit of trouble. But I'm not going to complain about looking at that when I wake up in the morning. Come on. So they've got 2, I guess, day beds. So one on each side, and as you'll see in the other rooms, it's a similar design. Big thick chair. The internet seems to be working fine too. These are interesting. Like they're like kind of little Juliet balconies, I guess, off to the side. Just to, I don't know. I guess you can come out here and yell at the kids or something. Coffee and tea. So they don't have any plastics or papers here. So they've got island-made sugar in here. But they make it here. She said. You can see in there. I know that like the ice cream they make here as well, but they just served us at lunch. And even, I think it's even bigger shower up here. Again, look at the finish here. I'm so impressed. And I've stayed in some really good places. If you've kept an eye on my channel, you'll know like I've been to some of the most expensive resorts all around the world. There's just something about this that is blowing my mind in particular. I love the high roof. I love the airflow. It's coming through, like you can see the wind moving. The mosquito net there, I can't wait to sleep there tonight. So they've got yoga mats up here. Some like a roller as well. A little bag to take down to the beach. I'm guessing there's robes. Yeah, got some robes down here as well. A torch because there's not much lighting on the island, so I think it's going to be really fun tonight when everyone's. Well, there's a lot of kids here, a lot of families, which is great, and I think they're going to be running around with those torches as soon as it gets dark, like having the best time of their lives. Another little Juliet balcony over here, and then yeah, out the front, his and hers, or his and his, or hers and hers, whatever. Little set up on the deck here, overlooking the pool. Now they did say that obviously some families are going to have kids of varying ages. They said that they can set up like more protective fence here if you want it. They can also set up a fence around the pool if you want it. So that's a nice gesture. We don't have those problems with our kids. Certainly one of the benefits of being Australian is our kids can swim and can swim very, very well. So that's just room 1. So I think if you stayed in any of the other rooms here on Nikoi Island, I think that would be like this one that we're in right now. So I think that's kind of your bar. From what I've seen walking around the island, there's a few more like kind of 1 bedrooms with pools, I think I saw. So if we have a look over there at the next door neighbour's house, I think that's just it looks to me like a replica of this place, just without the pool. In terms of the size and the way it's all laid out, so it's going to be very similar to this. But then here, to allow for bigger families, to allow for multi-generational travel as well. How cool is it? They've got these 2 additional villas off to the side. I'll take you to this one first, because this one is lovely. So these all have their own bathrooms as well, so they can more or less act independently. Again, amazing stairs. You can't obviously get this on video, but it's just so solid, the way it's built. It feels so powerful just to walk on it. No locks, or digital locks anyway, but you can lock it from the inside if you like with these. And you can also set up a please do not disturb if you want, but yeah, no key cards. Are on an island. There's only other guests here and staff, as she pointed out. So you can see they've pretty much gone for a replica of the setup in here, as you'd probably expect. Look, you can see right through the floor. And this is such a lush tropical island. Like there's big tall trees. It's raining, as you can see, and it's like walking through a rainforest. Like just the ground's covered with wet leaves of all different colours, and there's huge palms and vines, and it's actually, you know, like, yeah, the sun would be great, but it's still got this amazing atmosphere and vibe. So they've split this up for us because the kids are going to be in here. But this is right on their water, like we're, yeah, just a few metres from the ocean. There is a light switch, here it is, down here as well on all the rooms. So you can just access the light from bed, which is good, as well as the reading lights there, which is also good. But otherwise, yeah, this room has exactly the same setup. And through here, I've got to work out how to do this. I feel like I'm going to break it. Oh, it's got locks on down there. But anyway, you can see. So you've got another balcony set up down there, right over the beach, looking into the water. All right, now I'll just show you the last one, which is pretty similar design, but it's the room itself is fantastic, but then it's the fact that you got 3 of them, which really makes things stand out. So through here, we have another room. So this one, I think, is the one that they've just finished building, and obviously this one doesn't look out on the water like the other 2. But that's all right. You're still part of this huge complex. It's still very private. And you get brand new. Not that it doesn't seem like age is worrying any of these buildings, that's for sure. But again, you can see the nice big high roof. A bit darker here actually. So if you're someone who doesn't like the idea of waking up to full light in the morning, then maybe this is a preferred room for you. It's going to stay a fair bit darker, I suspect. And then down the back here, it's got a full, really nice actually. I mean, everything's really nice in here. I like the drain system they've got set up. That's funny. That's funky. That's really nice. So you got your own big, massive bathroom here. It's pretty special, isn't it? So my kids haven't even seen this yet. They're about to rock up any second and have their minds blown. So I just realised I didn't show you the bathroom in this second one. So we'll do that now, because otherwise I haven't completed a full tour. There we go. So there we go. Another really nice space. Very similar to the bathroom at the top in the master. In fact, I'd say it's almost exact replica. But there you go. What do you reckon? Well, it's time for some final thoughts on the Nikoi Island experience. And I'm into this, so I'm blown away. The whole idea of living out this Robinson Crusoe fantasy experience with the kids, and still with a very luxury experience, I found it to be great. I think the island is a natural wonder. It's just fantastic. There's so many activities here. If you're really adventurous, if you're really into the activity sides of a holiday, there's so much support and help with the kids in terms of things to do, facilities, the ladies looking after the kids club and the way that they engage with the kids, the ability for the kids to make friends and do things. That sort of things I think is absolutely wonderful. I figure if you're not into it, you're probably going to struggle a little bit. Now, with the room, I said that I'd temper that in original kind of just, you know, like I said, this is me, this is great, this is like the ultimate glamping experience. But there's things, you know, when you're sleeping, it can be a struggle. Now, first off, obviously, it's not sealed room, which means you can't seal off the temperature, so you've got no real control over it. And in the middle of, when the wind's coming through like it is right now, and it's just glorious in here, it just feels amazing. But last night in the dead of the night, for example, the wind just completely dropped and the heat really started to set in, and I woke up quite hot. I ended up sleeping above the sheets, turning the fan on, and I was all right. But it's not hot today. If you can imagine, you know, yesterday was, for example, was like probably, I think, 24 degrees, like quite mild for the area. Whereas, you know, days you can get well over the 30s, and I wonder how the temperature would be in a place like this when you can't turn on the air conditioning anywhere on the entire island. There's nowhere to go except in the water to cool down really, or have a cold shower and make sure that, hope that there's a big breeze coming through. Right at the moment there's heaps of wind coming from this side of the island, but on the rooms on the other side of the island I haven't got any wind at all. So, you know, that's just something you need to think about. Bug-wise, it hasn't been a problem. They've got the mosquito net set up. They set up a mosquito coil at night, but I haven't even seen a mosquito. Maybe it's the time of year. And I've barely seen any flies. So that side of things hasn't been an issue, the fact that it's open. Now, because it's not sealed, you obviously also can't block out the noise. So for the most part, that's waves lapping up on the beach, it's wind going through the trees, it's birds chirping, you know, it's all beautiful sounds, you know, really, really lovely. But, you know, the next door neighbour's a fair way away, but they had a baby, for example, so you could kind of hear the baby crying. There's no way you can just close the door to block that off. It didn't disturb us at all. But like that type of thing, you can't just go, oh, I don't want to hear that sound anymore, and close it. They also get fishing boats that come past, and they come through really late at night or really early in the morning at very awkward times, and they make an absolute racket. So I don't know how frequent that is. I think they said something to do with the way that the wind blows, and they kind of get behind the island, hide from the wind, and then wait for an opportunity to go out to deeper sea. That's what they described it to me. So we might have just got unlucky. But again, it just woke me up and I went back to sleep. But my point is that you can't close off the room, so you can't kind of block that out if that's what you want to do. The water pressure and the water temperature is obviously affected by the fact that it's kind of off-grid in that regard. So, for example, our room had no hot water the first day at all. I think it's because the people who checked out before us basically just drained it all. So they drained it all, then left, and we checked in and went, there's no hot water. But the other rooms did have hot water, so that was fine for us. But you know, there's nothing you can do about that because you're just off-grid to a certain extent. Water pressure is quite marginal, especially the toilet flushing and things like that. So kind of those kind of things you might take for granted, you'll just have to be willing to accept that they're just not going to be there for you, or if something goes wrong, it's not going to just be an easy fix because the thing that they need might be on the mainland. So that kind of side of things you need to think about. I know when my wife first got here, she did have a kind of knee-jerk reaction. She was like, oh geez, wow, you know, it's here we are turning up on this island for this kind of full board luxury experience on a private island, and she got here and she was like, oh, it's so open and so exposed, and she immediately started to worry. After she stayed here for a couple of nights, you know, her attitude changed quite a bit. But my point is, if you're not expecting that experience, if you're expecting to turn up for this super high-end luxury modcon experience with the air conditioning and the fridge, actually not having a fridge is a bit of a bummer, because you can't keep your water cold or your milk cold for the coffees or little bits and pieces like that. Like I said, they provide ice, but yeah, those little things. There's no TV in the room, you know. So those little things, if you're expecting all that and you're going to get here, you might be really disappointed, because you're going to be like, oh, and you're probably going to therefore miss what this is actually about, creating this amazing kind of, you know, like Robinson Crusoe experience that's all like, you know, built from the items that have washed up on the island, and it's trying to be super sustainable and eco-friendly. So the other thing my wife just mentioned that she wanted to add to this kind of conversation about the place was the way that we did it, where we came straight from Sydney to Singapore on a red eye, and from Singapore straight to here, kind of without having any sleep. She said she'd wish that she had known what the experience was going to be like here, because she was so tired and so had it by the time we got to Singapore, that spending one night there, even in the Crowne Plaza Changi Airport Hotel, to just sit in some air conditioning and recoup and have a hot shower and just kind of wash off all that travel and refresh, have a little nap, and then come here, she would have been a lot happier and a lot more positive when she first arrived here than she was. So I think that's actually a really good point, and definitely worth considering if it works in with your itinerary. I'm just so impressed by the opulence, the attention to detail, how rustic and organic and it feels, yet still feels so luxury and plush and beautiful. So yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? Anyway, make sure you keep an eye on the channel. I'm going to be doing a full review of the entire island and everything there is to experience here, including all the dining experiences and activities. So keep an eye out for that. And otherwise, start saving, because this is somewhere you want to put on your bucket list, I think. Anyway, I'm Chris Ted. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time, getting back on the road. You.